I know a guy who was a bail bondsman in Texas for decades. He knew Charles Harrelson. He said he told me he was one of the hobos. The hobos that got
in the sewer?
Well, no, one of the 3 hobos that are in handcuffs. Remember, they were not in handcuffs. They were marched with the cop. The 3. There's a picture. Pull it up. The 3 hobos.
The 3 hobos, JFK. Let's pull that up.
So they're still using the mob at that time. They felt like, look, they tried to use. Why should it surprise us if they were trying to kill Castro with the mob, that they might want to kill Kennedy with the mob? Why is it shocking?
Yeah, it wouldn't be shocking.
Right? It's not that huge of a jump. So at some point, Ferry was at a party, and he said to people who were present, hey, look, it's tough to kill Castro. We can't pull it off. He's all the way in Cuba. We could kill Kennedy. He's right here. He said that at a party. And he also said something really interesting.
Who did he say that to?
Present were a guy named Perry Russo, who later came forward during the Jim Garrison investigation, which was Kevin Costner and Oliver Stone.
Yeah, was Clay Shaw around during
Clay Shaw was supposedly at the party, although he never admitted it, but Perry Russo did. Okay. And Ferry said it to these, there was a leftover, there was a few militant Cubans left over after the party broke up. There was Perry Russo, there was Clay Shaw, and he said, look, this is how we're going to do it. A triangulation of fire. We'll lure him we'll get him in a kill zone, and then we'll hit him with a triangulation of fire. Well, we all know triangulation means 3, right? I guess triangle. Well, we all know there's at least 2, the book depository and the grassy knoll. You can watch the Zapruder film. You can't deny it. His head went back. I mean, hello. I don't care how many times they tell us, oh, that's from the book depository.
It was a magic bullet, Lou. Right. Come on. It can fly. It can bend. It can move. It went through like fucking 12 people.
Defies the laws of physics.
Yes. There's no such thing as physics.
Yep.
This is a hit.
Yep. That's right.
There's no physics in hits.
And that's that all inspector, by the way, of the Warren Commission. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Arlen.
Yeah, exactly.
You lying sack of shit.
Yeah, die, drop dead, burn in hell. Burn in hell. Yeah, burn in hell.
I used to listen. That guy would do like a weekly call on WIP Sports Radio when I was growing up, and I had no idea about like his come up and how he had been the magic bullet guy. Yeah. And I learned that later, and I'm like, the sweet old guy on the phone talking to Angelo Cataldi? Yeah. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. So we should go over the magic bullet just for your listeners, right? So the magic bullet, the Warren Commission, which later is tasked with basically, we're going to get to the bottom of it, but that's not why they were formed. They were formed to kind of dispel all the rumors and stuff and just dump it on Oswald. Well, they got a major problem. And I know you know this, but there were more shots fired in a short amount of time than Oswald is able to pull off with a bolt-action rifle, right? So they have to come up with a magic bullet that makes left turns, right turns, and goes through Kennedy and Connolly. Connolly later goes, there's no way in hell you can't run enough tests. All inspector went to Texas. He's running all kinds of tests. And Connolly goes, you can't run enough tests to convince me that bullet went through Jack's neck and into out my ribs, hit my wrist, bounced over here, ended up on the gurney. Never happened. And when one of the guys from the Warren Commission told Johnson, I don't believe it, Connolly don't believe it, do you believe it? He goes, hell no, I don't believe it. That's Johnson, who we even wonder if he was
crazy.
Even part. Yeah.
I did 2 episodes, 170 and 171, with my friend Joseph Scott Morgan, who's like the death investigator. He's the guy on every channel talking about this. And he is from New Orleans. So he grew up there, and even before he became a death investigator and got all that expertise as a kid, he was deep on this whole thing. He's basically spent his whole life on the Kennedy assassination from a forensics and investigation standpoint. And he came here with like a full binder and shit.
It's exciting.
And it was amazing. But all this stuff you're talking about, like he broke it down technically beautifully. And it's just like, you hear this.
Incredible.
You hear this and you say to yourself, how could you ever think it was just Lee Harvey Oswald?
Right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, too, I think we may get something in the document dump. I'm always wondering about the Dow-Tex building. And it's not talked about enough. The Dow-Tex building was adjacent to the book depository. Eugene Brading is a crucial figure in this. So Eugene Brading is a convict he's sort of in bed with right-wing extremists who may have gotten the contract when Marcello was floating around millions of dollars to take out Kennedy. They might have picked up that contract because there was a right-wing extremist involved in Miami with the informant Miltia was. And also, too, he's really cozy with the mob. He does a lot for the mob. And he also had an office in a building where Ferry had an office, David Ferry. So he's kind of like in bed with a lot of mobsters. And this is like, there's a lot of evidence that he was in the La Costa. The La Costa golf course was a golf course where like Richard Nixon used to golf, but also all the top mob guys and all the top teamsters. And this guy used to hang out there too. So he's like in bed with the mob, in bed with a lot of people who might have took up the contract. And he changes his name from Brading to Brading on his license. And he tells his parole officer, because he's on parole at the time, hey, I'm going to Dallas for some oil business to Texas. I need a pass. Okay, no problem. They give him the pass. Well, when the shots ring out at Dealey Plaza, Eugene Brading is picked up inside the Daltex building, which has a clean shot of the limousine too. And they pick him up inside there, but supposedly he was picked up, brought down to police headquarters, and he said, I was outside on the street. I heard the shots. I ran inside to make a phone call, went up to the 6th floor to look for a phone, then came back down because I couldn't find the phone or someone else was on it. And then the cop got me outside. The cop goes, no, I got him in the building. I picked him up in the building. So he's in the Daltex building, and he's very suspicious, and he has ties to not only David Ferry, but there's a hotel where he was staying that Ruby visited the night before the assassination. He had a steak dinner with Joe Campisi, the underboss of the Dallas mob. Then Ruby went over to this hotel where Eugene Brading was staying, which is interesting. And then Eugene Brading is picked up in the Daltex building. So if there's a document dump, keep an eye out for the Daltex building and what Eugene Brading may or may not have done in there. The police report supposedly went missing from the National Archives, so we might not see anything, but there may be something. I'll tell you some other things to look out for.
In the dump, yeah.
In the dump. Woody Harrelson's father, Charles Harrelson.
Yeah, he was a serial killer in Texas.
Keep an eye out for him. He got pinched for shooting a judge with a high-powered rifle for Marcello's brother, who was involved in that case. And another mob guy, but he worked for Marcello's brother. He kills people with high-powered rifles. That's not really common in the mob, other than Gregory Scarpa in the Brooklyn War.
Yeah.
Really, they don't do that a lot. It's usually like handguns. So he gets caught for that. He gets life. And then at some point or another, he was either juiced up on alcohol or drugs, and he was being arrested, and he had a standoff with the cops. And he went through the whole Kennedy assassination and how he did it. And then they lock him up. He sobers up, and he goes, I was just lying. I just said that shit. I was drunk. And they go, he admitted he was lying. We're good here. I believe him more when he's drunk. I happen to tell the truth when I'm drunk more.
People do.
Like if I love somebody, like friends, family, I don't tell them every day.
But when you're drunk, you're like, I fucking love you.
I love you. The truth
so
comes
much.
out. Yeah. And I'm a happy drunk. Exactly. I'm a happy drunk.
You a happy drunk? I couldn't even picture that.
I'm a happy drunk. And the truth,
you're a happy sober.
Yeah. I am. Actually, I am in my new life. You're right. So look for Harrelson. I wonder. He told a friend of mine, I know a guy who was a bail bondsman in Texas for decades. He knew Charles Harrelson. He said he told me he was one of the hobos. The hobos that got
in the sewer?
Well, no, one of the 3 hobos that are in handcuffs. Remember, they were not in handcuffs. They were marched with the cop. The three. There's a picture. Pull it up. The 3 hobos.
The 3 hobos, JFK. Let's pull that up.
He said. Now, there have been facial recognition people who said that's Harrelson, but Harrelson himself told this guy, Rhett Stein.
Is it this?
All right, blow the picture up.
Yeah, if you could blow it up. Okay, that's supposedly Harrelson.
In the back?
Well,
or
no,
the front?
I can't see from here without my glasses. I think it's in the front, and then the front or the second guy. I can't remember.
All right, can we pull up a picture of Charles Harrelson? Let's make a little comparione here.
Now he admitted it, and then they buried him.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wait, go back. Hit that. Now go back to the other picture. What the fuck?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yo.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Yo.
Yeah. Yup.
That front guy.
You look for him. Yup. Interesting, right?
I've never seen that before.
Yeah. Not only that, he admitted it. He talked about it.
What are the chances that guy's there?
And what are the chances that he tells the cops, it's me, I did it, I shot or whatever? We don't have it because they buried it.
Dude. Oh, that just sent a chill up my spine.
You should get Woody Harrelson in here. See what he thinks about that whole thing.
Do you think he would want to talk about that?
I don't think he wants to, but if it comes out in a document dump, he may be forced to.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. And like people...
And his father would have told him on a visit, like a wink.
Maybe. But like Woody Harrelson has nothing to do with the sins of his dad.
I'm not blaming.
No.
I love Woody Harrelson.
I know, but I'm saying like guys like
he's
that.
He's one of the Hollywood guys I love.
He's amazing. And I'm sure that like everyone wants to get a clip out of him. Oh, let's ask him about his dad. It's like, if he wants to talk about that, he'll fucking walk in a studio somewhere and be like, let's talk about my dad.
I don't think he wants to talk about it. I don't think you're going to get a lot of gigs in Hollywood if you say, by the way, my father killed the greatest.
I mean, well, people know that, but well, they don't know that he maybe killed the president, but they know, obviously they've divorced him from that.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? But still.
I think it's a second divorce will be needed if this comes out, though.
That is fucking, that's him.
So he told Rhett Stein, who was a bail bondsman in Texas, he told him 3 times, that's me. He goes, I'm the hobo. Now, those guys were mysteriously questioned and let go, and there's no record of that either.
Just look at the hair and the ears and the chin and the eyes. Go back to the other picture, Leslie, that we have right there. The one we... No. The one of...
Oh, wow. That's the photo that came up when you look up the Charles...
Wild, right?
Yeah, where was the one... All right.
It's right here. I just put JFK.
Yeah, that... Dude. Look at the because that's a similar angle. Mm-hmm. Look at the jaw, the ears, and the hairline. Go back. Mm-hmm. Now he's older here. Mm-hmm. But bro, bro,
the square forehead exact.
Oh, it's exact.
The forehead looks like it was transposed. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the exact same person.
Yeah. It's wild, right? So that may come out. Keep an eye out for that. I'll tell you other things that may come out.
Quick question before you do. Mm-hmm. These files that the executive, the president, is ordering to come out. Mm-hmm. Do you think they're the files that they've been told about behind the scenes and there's another file that they're not told about?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think we're getting it all. Yeah, I think you're going to have, I'm going to tell you 3 things. So one is you're going to have redactions. Guaranteed. That's the first. Second, there is stuff we don't know about that's been missing forever.
That's right.
Yeah. Third is if there's a few that haven't gone missing yet, they still may. But you've had 60 years to go into the National Archives, which you have the key for. Mm-hmm. You could send a team in there at midnight, any night for the last 60 years. And you haven't done that? I can't believe that. This file, that file, this file, that file, get rid of them. Go in there with a paper shredder. I can't imagine that there's that much that they haven't gotten rid of. Anything directly, if let's say, for example, there was anything directly to pull them out of the air, Dulles. Let's say there was something direct to Dulles. Hypothetically. Yeah. Something to Richard Helms. Yeah. Hypothetically. You think that they were part of the CIA and they couldn't figure out how to...
That's exactly what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, so we're
I appreciate, this is one thing, I appreciate Trump trying to pull it out. That's nice, but the chances that those things have been burned after reading... Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.